Take 1, 2, ready, go.
I would want to beg you to be very, very attentive. Be quiet and listen to the few minutes I will have to share some things with you. I want to thank the Oasis Foundation, the management of the school, the press, and all other organizations here represented. We want to talk about healthy menstrual lifestyle and relationships, and then we can say menstrual hygiene. How many of you, some are saying before, okay, how many used it before? Let me see your hands up. How many used tissue paper for your menstrual flow before now? Okay. That this tissue is soaked. Is that true? And when you are walking, there is something called friction. Friction is the movement in between your legs as you are walking, or movement between two objects. So now, when you have tissue, and by the time, because I know plenty of you are still using tissue, plenty. I want to tell you so that you know. It's already soaked. And by the time you move from one corner to the other, the tissue will be falling off. Are you seeing it? So the quantity you used to pan it up in the morning, by the time you'll be removing it, what you are going to see is half this way, half this way. Is that true? You are guilty. So now, what does that tell you? Where have you ever unpadded yourself and you still pick these rubies out of it, these little ones? Do you used to see it from your body to pick them out? You cannot see it because your vagina is moistened. It has water. It produces water. As it is moistened, this thing will go in there, join at the vaginal wall, and crawl in. Once it crawls in, it goes in there and stays for years. And it will have been that maybe when you grow old, you still see, or you must have heard some people. Some of you are living with some aunties that had no child. The reason might be poor menstrual hygiene from the first day of menstrual flow. And thereby, infection sets in. So when this thing is already at the vaginal wall, you will discover that month in, month out, you might not be bleeding. What you'll be having a discharge, a liquid discharge. Sometimes it might be yellow, and it will be stinking. And once you discover that if you cannot be bold when you remove your pant to fling it on the air before your nose, you know you are sick. We know already that the vagina has an odor, but you know the kind of odor I'm talking about. That odor that you cannot allow anybody get close. And for some of you, anytime you want to remove your pants, you are holding that vaginal part, covering it. Yeah, you are sick. Even those of you, maybe in the hostel or when you go together, maybe you go out to bath together, something like that in the stream or anywhere, and you want to remove your pants, that vaginal part, you are holding it, you are squeezing it and hiding it, and dragging it down. You know you are sick. will not even allow you to show it to someone else. And you are the reason why we are here. So that we can talk to you how to get out of it. You now see that with that problem, it will be difficult for you to get over pains, unnecessary stinking discharges from your vagina. If we do a random sampling here, or if we do stratification, we put you in strata of 10 to 20 or 50, we discover that 60-65% of you have used tissue or are still using tissue till date. Why? I understand. You are still small. You can't have a boyfriend. And for some of you that are thinking you have that brother that will always help you buy pad, he will continue to buy them. And when you will not grow up, you will be telling people that from day one you started seeing your menses till now that you have never used tissue. You are right to say that, but what about the sexually transmitted disease? The man giving you money to buy those pads transmitted to you. You now see, if you want to escape this way, it is also here. Teachers, am I making sense? So you must be a good child. You must be a good girl. You must be that girl that everybody will speak good of. Now imagine why we are here. Do you know that plenty of us cannot comfortably sit beside some people because of body odor? And you know that many body odors, similar body odors, some people are seeing their menses. Since morning they've not been able to change their parts. And everywhere smells like public toilets. And if there is anything Oasis Foundation is trying to do for the girl child, Oasis Foundation is trying to make sure that the girl child will use enough pad, have a hygienic menstrual fluid. You need to know exactly what I want to do during menses. Number one, you don't joke with your bath. You must always take your bath. Always. You don't do it so much, you must do it twice a day. Come to talk of a student who will be so busy in class. After the class, when you go out for bed, you have to take some stroll around the compound. When you go home, as you have changed your bath, you don't need to use your pad up to 3 hours. Some will tell you need to use it for 3 hours before you change. You know, what of those that have baby flu? What of those that are blessed with baby flu? And you will tell me you wait for 3 hours. Just as you are putting it, it's getting filled. And you wait for 3 hours. Now let me tell you, once the blood flows out, are you listening? Are you also looking at me? Once the blood flows out and it's not changed, the blood will clot. And once it clots and you are still moving around, the blood clot, which is unwanted air, unfertilized air, unwanted blood in your system, will still go back to the body. So before they raise you now, you are not able to get a child. Your mother will start accusing your mother-in-law that she never loved you the day the son wanted to marry you. You have to avoid it today.
First of all, I want to thank the school for giving us this privilege to be here today to enlighten you on menstrual hygiene, and also to the Oasis Foundation. May God bless you for such a privilege. So I'll be telling you the things you need to do during your menstrual period, the signs and symptoms you will see before or during the menstrual time. So one of the signs and symptoms you will experience during your menstrual period is headache. One of the signs is headache. Although there are a lot of things that can cause headache, but this is one of the signs. Another thing is tiredness. I hope you are writing it down. The second one is tiredness. The third one is mood swing. Sometimes when your period is coming, you are like telling you that it's on this way. Another thing is sometimes you feel dizzy, you crave for food, you just have a particular food that you want to eat. Does it happen to any of you here? Okay. Now, during your menstrual period, there are ways that you need to ensure that you maintain a healthy menstrual hygiene. Stick to one sanitary pad. If it is always, stick to always. The second one is make sure you wash your hands before and after changing pad. I believe you know why, to avoid bacteria. The third one is please don't use your pad 2 times. Some of you might not have much flow and you feel like, oh, I can still make use of it tomorrow. No, you are endangering your health. It is not safe for you. Another thing is make sure you change your pad, like you said before, 2 hours to 6 hours depending on the flow. Like you said, there are some of you that do have heavy flow. So you make sure you change your pad 2 to 6 hours. Another one is make sure you take your breaks at least 3 times a day as a student. In the morning before you go to school, after school when you get back home, and then at night before you go to bed. Another way to maintain a healthy menstrual hygiene is always dispose your pad. The best way is even to burn it. Don't leave it where any other person, any other eyes will see it. It is not good. Don't throw it inside your water system so that it will not block it. Please, the best way, you can get a nylon and start putting all of them until you are done, then you can burn it or dispose it. Another thing is that some of us don't actually know how to place the pad on our pants. Am I right? Some of you, I know some of you know, but majority of us here don't know how to place the pad on our pants, and I'll be showing you how to do that. Hello, please be quiet so that you can hear me. This is your bag. This is your bag. Can you see? Whenever you're on your period and you want to place your pad on your pants, you go this way. This is the middle of your pants. You get your pad, remove the nylon. Can you all see what I'm doing? And please, after using your pad, you can put it here and fold it and put inside the nylon or burn it. Now, can you see it has 2 wings? So when you get your pants, at the center of your pants, you place it this way. Can you see what I'm doing? You know, if you place it this way and leave it like this, the thing might shift and then you get stained. So in order not to be stained, when you place it this way, then you place the wings like this. Can you all see what I'm doing? Okay. Can you see it? Can you see it now? Can you all see it? When you place it on your pants, when you place it like this, then you can put it on. So Make sure that you don't use your pad 2 times. Make sure that you always wash your don't use soap to wash your private parts. It's not good. Another thing is that, can you all hear me? Another thing is that when you fail to change your pad on time, it causes body odor. You might say, I can use deodorant and just apply it and it won't be smelling again. Remember, deodorant is not also good for your private part. When you want to clean your private part, the best way to clean your private part is to use warm water. Get a face towel, dip the towel inside the water, and then use it to clean your private part. Don't use any soap or any vaginal hygiene products to clean your private part. It is not safe for you. It can cause cancer. Like the last speaker, the previous speaker said, some of you tomorrow will be wondering, why have I not taken it when you get married? You will not know that it is some of the mistakes you made at the early stage that is causing whatever that you become.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Abayi-Umuocham. And I am the founder of Oasis Humanitarian Foundation. Okay, so the doctor, the nurse, and the lab scientist has taught you a lot. I learned a lot as well, and I hope you all did. Everybody learned something, right? Everybody got something today. So the reason for this campaign was specifically to teach the girls, because I know some of you must have been very, very uncomfortable when you heard that we are coming for a bad campaign. But we can't escape it, can we? We are all girls, we are all women. It happens, it will happen. You will meet it. If it has not happened to you now, it will come. Do you understand? So it is very important that we teach you, that you learn, that you know that this will come and this is how to handle it. And there is this stigma I'm very, very much against, which is about the vagina and about your menstruation. Sorry, can I get some peace and quiet? It's about your menstruation and about your vagina. They are not taboo topics to talk about. They are not bad topics to talk about. And I'm here also, after your part, after the menstruation, the whole hygiene talk, I am also going to talk about a lot of things, which include, number one, why my foundation exists. Though we don't focus mainly on women, but people are still part of us. We give you the chance to report abuse. We give you the chance to report. If something is wrong with you, you cannot talk to anybody around you. You can call us. You can call me. I will talk to you personally. Are you hearing me? This is a chance. This is a period, a time for you to grab this opportunity and know that if you don't have somebody around you that can listen, your teachers are here. I'm very sure they will listen. But in case you are scared, you are shy, you can call me. Another reason why this foundation exists is that one day, very, very many years ago, I was like you. I sat on this same seat, though not in this school, but I saw many of our students that came back to talk to us. And this is just not about your menstruation, this is not about your pad, this is not about your period. This is also me telling you that one day you can come back. You are not coming, you might not come to talk about your period, you might not come to talk about the menstruation, but you can come back and tell them something, you can come back and do something. There is a reason why everybody exists. There is a reason why everybody is here. And if you don't have a reason for existence, you are living an empty life. You are living a very empty life. And if you don't have a purpose right now, I want you to talk to yourself, within yourself, even if it's not for anything. But the fact that you want to contribute, you want to teach, because that is the reason for existence. To teach, to contribute, no matter the amount of money you make in this life. If you don't contribute, if you don't teach, if you don't make impact, it's nonsense. There is no reason for that at all. No matter how intelligent you are, no matter how smart you think you are, if you don't make impact, if you don't teach, if you don't tell others, if you don't try to encourage others, it is useless. So as you are working hard to study, to leave the school, even as you've learned the little that you've learned, so you can go back home, tell your siblings, tell your friends. This is what we talked about in school today. This was what was taught to us in school today. I want you to know because it's important as well. And not just that, take your academics seriously. Like the doctor was talking, I'm very sure most of you laughed at the topic, but it was very serious too. Getting pregnant while you're in school is a no-go area. Don't do what? Don't do it. Don't do what? Do what? No matter the offer that person comes from, it is useless. Do you guys think it's useless? Because there is a point you will get to, those things become useless to you. Those things that they were a big deal in those days. Now, if you look for them, they're nowhere to be found. Those days when people mess themselves up because of BlackBerry, they mess themselves up because of iPhone 6. Those things are no longer around. They are gone. Do you get me? So no matter what anybody offers you now, 2, 3, 4 years, I'm using this now. In a year, in 2 years, another one will come out. And this one has become useless. If I'm carrying this, I'm no longer the reigning girl. Those that are carrying a bigger version as the reigning people. Are you getting me? So no matter what they offer you now, no matter how sweet it sounds, it is a lie. Tell them I said so. Are you listening to me? Yes. We are talking to you as sisters and as mothers. A few weeks ago, we celebrated the International Women's Day. And while scrolling through the internet, I saw women that are making impact. Women that are climbing and they are climbing the social ladder. They are breaking boundaries. They are doing things that we couldn't do many years ago. And if you don't know, as you're sitting in this auditorium today, your great grandmothers couldn't sit here. And do you know the reason? Do you know the reason why they couldn't sit here? Because education for women was not among. Nobody talks about it. Now that you have the opportunity to come to school, to learn, to meet fellow students, I want you to use them wisely. The phones that you have shouldn't only be for TikTok and Instagram. You can research. There are opportunities online. There are books. There are e-libraries. There are PDFs that you can download to read. You can start studying university materials at this age. Do you know that? You can start studying university materials. You are in JS1. You can start studying SS1 materials at this age. It's not bad. You are not doing too much. In as much as you will not understand it, once you meet one of your seniors, ask them, I don't understand this, and they will teach you. Even if one or two people pushes you away, one person would want to explain to you. Are you getting me? Are you getting me? You are getting me. You are getting me? Okay, because you are looking confused. So I want you to do one thing for me. You've learned about your period. You've learned about the menstrual hygiene. Also, I want one day, each and every one of you here will be a woman of impact. Are you getting me? You'll be a woman of what? You'll be the biggest and the best person in your generation. In case you have anything you want to tell us about, you can always call, you can drop messages. Do you get me? Do you get me? Do you get me? Okay. So, on behalf of Oasis Foundation, thank you very, very much. Thank you so much for this opportunity to talk to you guys today. For the item that we brought to give to you, we are going to give it to your head teacher.
Take a 1, 2, ready, go!